Hello everyone, welcome back to Roads2future, a perfect platform for students to be industry ready. Also visit our website roads2future.com and other social media handles whose links are given in the description box and get the latest updates. Today we are going to talk on a very important news on ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nation. And this was the 36th ASEAN Summit which was held on 26th of June. We will discuss what were the important takeaways of the meeting and how India would be impacted. We will also discuss on South China Sea issue, what's going on there, and how India will be impacted from that. So if you are preparing for any interview or any upcoming examination or any MBA related interviews kind of thing, then it will be very beneficial video for all of you. You will get an important insight of this issue. So let's go to the video, but before that, please like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. Before going to the main issue, let's discuss some of the facts and basics so that everything is clear. ASEAN was established on 8th of August 1967 in Bangkok by 5 original members. Who were they? So Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore and Thailand. Given below are the list of 10 members who currently forms ASEAN, and these are Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. However, observer status is also given to Papua New Guinea. So what was the objective of formation of ASEAN? So ASEAN was based primarily, or let's say the focal point or the epic point was the economic growth of the Southeast Asian nations. So this was the most important thing which formed the basis of ASEAN. The other things were social and cultural development of these 10 countries. Not only these 10 countries but also the Asian nations too. But primarily their focus was on these 10 countries. Now adherence to the principles of UN Charter is another important point to take here, because whatever they do should be in accordance or in adherence with the principles of UN Charter. Their headquarters are in Jakarta or Indonesia, and how they rotate their chairmanship, they do it in alphabetical order. The country's name which starts with letter A would come first and they rotate after that by, if somebody's name starts with V, let's say Vietnam, it will come later. So every year they rotate in this order, and this year it was hosted by Vietnam itself. Now the first important thing here to know in key highlights is ASEAN countries contribute a total of $2.8 trillion. Okay, this is just next to India if you take it collectively of ASEAN nation, and in 2 or 3 years it's gonna overtake even India as in terms of GDP. And the another important thing that you should remember is the Cohesive and Responsive ASEAN was the theme of 36th ASEAN Summit. Now the next summit will gonna take place at the end of this year, most probably in November, what it looks as of now. And summit this time what happened was the whole of this conference moved online, or let's say through video conferencing, and the major focus of this ASEAN Summit was on COVID-19 pandemic. As such, they have released or they have rolled out COVID-19 response fund to meet the emergency medical needs for equipments or any devices or any medical related facility. For that they have launched this response fund, and many of the Asian countries as well have pledged to give money to this response fund. Even I think India would also come forward to put money in this COVID-19 response fund. The other thing you have to remember here is to tackle the economy of ASEAN countries, or the ASEAN economy have shrunk for the first time in 22 years. Basically it was growing since last 22 years, and due to COVID-19 pandemic, for the first time ASEAN economy has seen a downfall or has shrunk. Now what happened here is largely these ASEAN nations are dependent on tourism, and the other thing they are dependent upon is trade. Okay, now both of these two things have got impacted. Tourism is almost nowhere now, and trade has also got disrupted because supply chain production along the world has gone down. That's why trade is very low. As such, these countries are facing the heat. Now the next thing that you're gonna see here is Chinese aggression over reclamations of South China Sea. This is very important that we're gonna discuss in little bit of detail. And this was for the first time that even all the 10 countries came together and supported the cause. I mean, they have a very serious discussion regarding the South China Sea issue, about the claimant of Chinese over the many of the islands and many of the areas, in fact most of the mineral rich areas of South China Sea. So what's the issue? Let's talk about this and how India would be impacted from this. So what's the South China Sea issue all about, which is very much in news these days? China claims that most of the rich mineral areas in South China Sea as their first right. Now, if you will see the location or strategic location of all these countries with respect to China's, like Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, Philippines, and Taiwan especially, they also share the South China Sea. Now, China claims that none of the exploration activities or mining of gas activities should take place by any of these countries because China has its right on it. But these Asian countries also claim that since we also share this water body, we also have equal right to do exploration and mining till international boundary regions. Also, China claims that if you want to do to these countries, if you want to do any activity, it should be restricted to navigation and fishing, nothing more than that. That is the whole region and logic of conflict between these nations and China. Now, in April, China has officially named 80 of its islands, where Vietnam and Philippines also had their claims. Also, we saw a few years back that creating of artificial island by Chinese, and recently the matter has been escalated more because of USA interference. Now, USA has sent its patrol vessels, and today it was in news that USA has is sending its aircraft carrier to South China Sea to see into the or to look into the matter. Yesterday it was in news that China claims Vladivostok area of Russia and says that once it was a part of China. So China's expansion policy is not limited only to India or South China Sea, rather it is trying to exploit each and every country in its periphery, even Russia. Recently they claimed Bhutan's upper region also as their part. Nepal, they are quite into it. So China's policy of expansion is, I can say, is the real reason of all these issues. Now, moving ahead, how it gonna impact India and what should be India's role? See, if you talk about India and China relations, India has security concerns with China in many fronts or areas. Land disputes from Ladakh to Arunachal, a huge area. The other thing is maritime issue. A maritime issue, see, you have seen that Chinese have created or has established their port at Hambantota in Sri Lanka, which is again a security concern for India. Again, trade and commerce related problem with Chinese. So you can say that it is a kind of offensive defensive policy that China is following. And in what sense? Like China-Pak economic corridor, One Belt, One Road initiative, string of pearls, and China's increasing presence in Indian Ocean. Till time, India has been quite, India has been quiet with all these issues and overlooked or have not involved in any such issues directly. And that's why India has been a bit defensive in all these things. But how this South China Sea issue could impact India? See, the thing is, India is not directly getting impacted with the conflict of Asian nations and China in South China Sea region, because India is geographically far apart from this region. But the important thing is the Malacca Straits holds a lot of importance to India as well, as India's 55% of trade crosses through this Malacca Strait, and any dominance of China in this region could be impacted badly to, or could impact badly to India, as it would be China dominant region and they could charge extra tariff for any of the trade or any trade related operations or transport related thing. So this would be a direct impact to India. And in the recent times, India has also started playing offensive defensive policy with China. That's why India has an opportunity here to raise this issue to international level and should highlight China's aggression in South China Sea. Now, India has now recent closeness with Asian nations as well, as our Prime Minister Modi has taken part in lot many summits with the ASEAN nations, so that has shown a closeness with ASEAN countries in the recent times. So the other thing is India's Act East policy, which is very much dedicated to economic and cultural and defense ties with Southeast Asian nations. I would also like to highlight here Vietnam has been asking for BrahMos missile from India since a very long time, and I personally believe that this is a very good time to supply BrahMos to Vietnam, and this will also boost the defense deal of India with its friendly nation. It will also create very good harmony between India and ASEAN countries. And what do you say on this? Do comment. The other thing which I would like to focus here is, as one of the major power in Asia, it's India's duty to maintain peace and look into the disputes of regional countries or its friendly countries. So this is also important thing or important role of India to maintain peace in South China Sea issue. So India should get included or should involve in the issue. USA also wants India to get involved in the matter and maintain peace, as India's perception is very much positive around the world as a peace loving country. Last but not the least, maintaining maritime security in the region. Suppose China has aggression in this area, this would also influence something here in Indian Ocean as well. So whole of the scenario in Indian Ocean can also change, and any country with dominance over such an important region through which lot of exports and trade takes place would not be accepted or would not be liked by many countries whose trade is carried forward through that area. As such, all the countries around that area would like to have a peaceful and coordination and good relations with each other, so that everything works out well. So this was whole issue regarding the South China Sea. So what's your take on that? Do comment and do let us know. Share your views. We will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye, take care, and do like, share, subscribe. Roads to Future.